Hello! Holy crap, I'm already back. As you can see, I'm still wearing the same shirt because I'm recording this right after My Hero Academia. I'm gonna get so much shit over that. But I should. I mean, I'm dumb American, can't pronounce good words. But yeah, as you can see, another inconsistent bookworm, Fullmetal Alchemist. Volume 2, so shiny. I actually like that the later volumes aren't quite so shiny. Not because I don't like the shiny, I think the shiny really makes it, stick out on the shelf. More because of the fact that it shows every bend, every slight, anything. I am such a weirdo, I like my stuff not bent up. Like, if you watch me read out, be so careful. But yeah, I'm gonna finally get to Fullmetal Alchemist Volume 2. Again, the only thing that's been holding it back is procuring it, because I haven't bought the 3-part things. I probably could. They're a little bit harder to find in my neck of the woods. Probably be easier if I lived in like LA or Seattle, but it is what it is. So, hey, I get to dig back more into the journeys of Edward and Alphonse. It's the Ulrich brothers, and I get to see more of them trying to become human again. Yes, I will say I watched most of, as I said with the first one, I'm pretty sure I did, or should have. I have watched most of the original manga. I did see where it's deviated. In fact, I can even tell with this volume that it began to deviate quite heavily from the original story. Because in this, we get introduced to a alchemist in this first part. His name is Shu Tucker, I believe is how it's pronounced. We learn he's a bit of a weirdo in the fact that he makes, what are they called, chimera. And they are able to, he made the first talking chimera. And it simply just said, kill me. It's like, well, that's dark. And it's like, what happened to your wife? She disappeared. And then it turns out like he creates another chimera. It's like, oh, this one can actually talk and it's normal. And you learn, because during all this, Al and Edward, they're both just, they're hanging out and going through all his notes, trying to figure out more about chimera and more importantly, flesh transmutations and all that. Because, of course, Edward's trying to rebuild his arm and he's trying to rebuild Al's body. So, it turns out that during all this, this doctor, or this alchemist, he has a daughter named Nina, and he also has a dog that I think it's called Alexander or something like that. Yeah, as you can see with my hesitation about it, he merges them into this just abomination thing. And it's, oh god, it's creepy. It is ungodly, just skin-crawlingly weird. Especially considering the doctor, or the alchemist, he's just so happy about it. It's like, I did it, I like it talking. I was like, you're a fucking freak. Sorry to be laughing about it, but it's like, where's my mom? But yeah, you get that, but then you also get really early on, because I don't remember it happening in the anime, but I like in the manga, they've already introduced him. That is, of course, Scar. Probably one of the most well-known foils, I guess, in ways how you can describe him, for Edward and Alphonse throughout the early part of their story. He is a gentleman who's he's pretty much from the Middle East. And he uses alchemy in a way to constantly kill people. He pretty much just grabs them and makes everything explode. It's the best way to describe it. He pretty much treats them like a ketchup package. As gruesome as that is, he does give Shu Tucker his comeuppance. He also mercifully actually puts down Nina, who's got turned to half dog thanks to her psychotic father. And then he actually ends up fighting Edward and Alphonse, and it's kind of terrible how powerful he is compared to them. And you also get to see Colonel Mustang, the Flame Alchemist, as he calls him, where he pretty much has the symbol drawn on his glove so that way he can snap his fingers and pretty much creates flames. You also get to see or is it Major Armstrong, I'm sorry. I think he eventually becomes a colonel later on in the series. But you get to see them, and yes, they are as glorious as they were in the mangas, though Major Armstrong is very homoerotic in a way that is just glorious to behold, because he just seems to constantly make... I keep getting them mixed up, keep getting Edward and Alphonse. Although I really want to... Yeah, Edward is the main character. It's like, isn't Edward the main one? But yeah, he makes Edward constantly just uncomfortable. Like, he also wants to be close. He also wants to talk a lot about feelings and stuff, and that's not Edward's way. It's like, hi, leave me alone, dude. But then you also get hints of the Philosopher's Stone very early on, and also you get to see, oh, what is her name? Because they actually don't name her. She's one of the chimeras, if you know the show or anything. I want to say her name is Envy, the one who's able to make like spears and sharp objects from her flesh and all this. Who she's also not able to just be easily killed. Well, thanks to the fact she has a bit of the Philosopher's Stone in her. Now, like I said, that sounds like a lot. And I will say, that is a bit of the detriment to this actual graphic novel. There's a ton thrown at you, and it feels a little like, alright, we're getting a lot of stuff. It's like, alright, slow it down, manga. I do think it is still really damn good. Because, again, the writing in it is still fantastic. The artwork is still really damn good. And the stakes constantly feel like they're increasing against our heroes. But at the same time, I almost am fatigued by the time I got done with this novel. Because I was like, alright, let's just get done. I'm worn out, man. I'm just tired of running around. It's just because there's just so much that it's throwing at you. So it can feel like it's, like I said, it's teetering on the edge of being like, alright, we got Scar, we got the Chimera, we got this, all this stuff, and after a while you're like, alright, no, just two things maybe. In fact, I wouldn't have minded if they had expanded more on Scar, maybe had more of a fight between him and the Ulrich brothers. I'm probably pronouncing their name wrong. I think it's Ulrich. Or anything else. Just, like I said, it just almost feels like, alright, can we take a small look? Let's back up, let's just take a look back. Okay, no, we're just gonna keep going, huh? The stuff with the Philosopher's Stone, it felt like almost like it was tacked on. Like there was more to deal with them actually, talking with Scar, or fighting with Scar, or anything, or learning more about him. Because right now, all we know is that he's a guy from pretty much the Middle East, and he thinks all alchemists are bad because they were used in the war to help slaughter most of his people. That's not a bad thing, just I know nothing about Scar. I know he's just from that country, and he seems to have a vengeance against alchemists. Other than that, I don't even know his actual name. And that's a problem, because I will say they do give him a name eventually. I do know they do that in the anime, so I'm pretty sure it's going to come in the manga. Don't remember it from the anime. It's been too long since I've watched it. But I think if they would have at least did that, it would have helped a bit. Just as it is right now, it's a really good manga. It's still very good. It'll draw you in, but be prepared to kind of be like, alright, I'm kind of glad I'm moving on to something else. In fact, I'm glad that I have my mangas like all separated, like I have them in my reading order. And this is not going to have volume 3 right afterwards, because I'd be like, oh, hey, I gotta get through more of that. Alright, big boy pants on. You don't see I'm pantsless under here. No, I'm not. So yeah, this is still really good. I'm still really enjoying it. I'm not sure if I sure hope it slows down a bit and just like breathe for a second. We don't. I think they were trying to keep up with the anime at the time because I know they quickly fell behind because they pretty much greenlit the anime when the first novel hit and the anime just took off. So who knows? But yeah, still really good manga. It does have its problems in terms of pacing, but other than that, everything else is good. Characters are still really good. Maybe slight issues with storytelling, but the writing itself is still spot on. Still loving this world. It's just this like steampunk, like World War I thing that's kind of awesome. I don't know why, it's just cool. I like it. And not only that, but Edwards and Alphonse are just lovable heroes. Though Alphonse here, he seems a little bit more perturbed than in the anime, which I actually kind of enjoy. Even though it does seem slightly out of character to somebody who watches the anime, but it makes sense to his characters. Like, he's stuck this way, and his brother's kind of being a bit of a blowhard, and because of that, it's sometimes hard for them to stay on course. In fact, he even kind of gets mad at him about that. And that's like, alright, that makes sense. I always wondered that, because that never really came up in the early parts of the anime. So, yeah, kudos. That's actually really good. I enjoyed that bit. Just like I said, I wish the storytelling just a little bit tighter, a little bit better. But yeah, if you enjoyed the first one, you're probably going to really like this one. I think you're going to still... I think you might be like me. You might be a little hesitant then after to read the third one. But like right now, like after I've given it a few mangas, I'm like, good go for number 3 now. In fact, I got number 3 sitting here waiting for me to read. So, yeah. That's Fullmetal Alchemist 2. Good story. Just hold up, guys, and just quit rushing. We don't need to get to the end quite yet. So, hey, I will see y'all probably here in a couple minutes because I'm about to do another one of these. And since last one, I kind of just cut it. I'll see y'all in just a moment. So, bye.